Hello friends, welcome to Analytics IAS. Welcome to our Sociology classes where we have been doing some important lectures related to Sociology optional dear friend. And here we are trying to cover some general idea about Sociology syllabus. ये syllabus क्या है? कैसे इस syllabus को approach किया जाए? So in this particular lecture dear friend, I am going to discuss with you that how to approach the syllabus of Sociology optional from UPSC मेंस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू। तो देखिए हमने आपके साथ पहले भी डिस्कस किया कि आप में से ज़्यादातर लोगों ने मोस्ट ऑफ यू हैव टेकन दिस सोशियोलॉजी ऑप्शनल ओनली फ्रॉम यूपीएससी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू। पिछला कोई भी आपका एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है, कोई बैकग्राउंड नहीं है। और जब आप इस सिलेबस को देखते हैं तो देर आर नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स इन पेपर वन, देर आर नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स इन पेपर टू। देखिए समटाइम्स वी डेवलप वन आइडिया इन आवर माइंड कि हाउ टू अप्रोच दिस इंटायर सिलेबस। क्या वन बाय वन वी शुड कवर दीज यूनिट्स, एक के बाद हमें ये यूनिट्स करनी है, और देर इज सम इंटीग्रेटेड अप्रोच दैट वी शुड ट्राई टू अप्लाई वाइल कवरिंग दिस इंटायर सिलेबस ऑफ सोशियोलॉजी। तो ये कई बार ऐसा हुआ कि क्लास के बाद बच्चों ने मुझसे पूछा कि सर क्या सही तरीका होना चाहिए, कंसिडरिंग कि मेरा कोई बैकग्राउंड नहीं है इस सब्जेक्ट को लेकर। तो देखिए फॉर दैट रीज़न I'm going to take this session. That is how to approach a sociology optional and what should be the right approach. किस तरीके से इन यूनिट्स को कवर करना है पेपर वन और पेपर टू को। तो देखिए इफ़ यू सी द सिलेबस ऑफ sociology optional as prescribed by UPSC, so you will find that in entire sociology optional there are two paper वन and paper टू। सभी ऑप्शनल में ऐसा ही है, पेपर वन एंड पेपर टू। देखिए इन सोशियोलॉजी ऑप्शनल पेपर वन डियर फ्रेंड इट डील्स विथ फंडामेंटल्स ऑफ सोशियोलॉजी, while paper 2 deals with Indian society, its structure and change. So that is how your syllabus has been prescribed by UPSC. इस तरीके से आपके सिलेबस को प्रिस्क्राइब किया गया है। इफ यू लुक इनटू पेपर वन डियर फ्रेंड, तो पेपर वन को जब आप देखते हैं यू विल फाइंड दैट ऑल टुगेदर देयर आर 10 यूनिट्स starting from sociology the discipline till social change in modern society. This syllabus को complete syllabus has been divided into 10 major units. In a similar manner, if you look into paper 2 dear friend, entire paper 2, that is Indian society, structure and change, it has been divided into three part A, part B and part C. Part A deals with introducing Indian society, part B deals with social structure of Indian society, and part C deals with social change in India. That is how your syllabus has been prescribed by UPSC. Paper 1 मैंने आपके साथ डिस्कस किया, the entire paper 1 has been divided into 10 broad units and entire paper 2 has been divided into 3 major sections. But for your understanding, even paper 1, I am trying to say that you should divide in 3 part. Paper 1 को भी आप 3 part में divide कर सकते हैं, like part A, part B and part C. Even though 10 units are there, but these 10 units can be divided into 3 parts. Part A, dear friend, you may include unit number 1, unit number 2, unit number 3. Part B, here I have already mentioned, that is your main part, the crux of your entire syllabus of paper 1 that carries maximum weightage. So part B consists of thinkers part, that is unit number 4, while part C deals with various social institutions like stratification, politics and society, religion and society, social change, family, marriage, kinship, work and economic life, ये सारी चीज़ें। तो देखिए पेपर वन में ऑल टुगेदर देर आर 10 यूनिट्स, बट फॉर आवर कन्वीनियंस वी हैव डिवाइडेड इट इनटू 3 पार्ट ए, पार्ट बी एंड पार्ट सी। ऐसा मैं क्यों कर रहा हूँ, इसको समझने की कोशिश देखिए। जिस पार्ट को हम पार्ट ए रेफर कर रहे हैं, दैट कंसिस्ट ऑफ यूनिट नंबर 1, 2 and 3, इट एक्चुअली डील्स विथ सोशियोलॉजी द डिसिप्लिन। मेनी ऑफ यू हैव टेकन सोशियोलॉजी ऑप्शनल कंसिडरिंग कि सोशियोलॉजी बड़ा ही इंटरेस्टिंग ऑप्शनल है, It deals with society, social issues, social problem, social concerns. And just because we are part of the society, we already know about these things. But one thing you have to keep in your mind, dear friend, अप्रोच मीन्स देखिए ये अप्रोच काफ़ी क्रूशियल है जब आप सिलेबस को अप्रोच कर रहे हैं तो ये आपके माइंड में क्लैरिटी होना बहुत ही ज़रूरी है कि फर्स्ट 3 यूनिट्स दे आर नॉट डीलिंग विद सोसाइटी एज सच फर्स्ट यूनिट डियर फ्रेंड दे आर डीलिंग विथ सोशोलॉजी द डिसिप्लिन कैसे सोशोलॉजी का इमरजेंस हुआ हाउ दिस डिसिप्लिन केम इनटू एग्जिस्टेंस एंड व्हेन दिस डिसिप्लिन केम इनटू एग्जिस्टेंस what kind of challenges it faced from other intellectual disciplines, other social sciences, and how it consolidated itself as a distinct discipline. These things are mentioned in unit number 1, 2, and 3. So, again, unit number 1, 2, and 3, dear friend, if I say in simple words, it deals with story of sociology as a discipline. Sociology as a discipline का birth कैसे हुआ? When it came into existence, what kind of challenges it faced, and how it consolidated itself. So these things you will cover in first unit, sociology the discipline, sociology as a science, and various research methods and analysis. This part, unit number 4. That part I'm saying, there is the main part here. Year after year, you can verify from previous year questions also, that almost 100 marks questions came from unit number 4. There 6 thinkers are mentioned. And I am saying that is the main part, that is the crux of your entire paper 1, dear friend, unit number 4. While these units, stratification, politics and society, religion and society, work and economic life, and family and marriage, they constitute your part C that actually deals with various social institutions. So इसे आपको इस तरीके से अप्रोच करना है. That entire paper you can divide into 3 parts. Part A, Part B, and Part C. Now when you go into Part A, dear friend, there are 3 units. Sociology the discipline, sociology as a science, and research method and analysis. Sociology the discipline primarily deals with emergence of sociology, and at the time of emergence, what kind of challenges it faced. So here you can clearly see that the first topic says that modernity and social changes in Europe and emergence of sociology. So when traditional Europe was transforming into modern Europe, and when number of social or intellectual changes were going on, one outcome was emergence of sociology. So even though sociology as a subject came into existence in 19th century, around 1838, 1839, but even before that, dear friend, such thinking was there that there is a need to systematically study society. So this first topic, it deals with what were those circumstances, what were those social changes that were going on in Western European society because of which sociology as a distinct subject came into existence. Sociology as a subject came into existence in Western European society under some peculiar condition when traditional Europe was transforming into modern Europe. इससे डील कर रहा है क्या? पहला टॉपिक. और देखिए उसके बाद के जो टॉपिक है ये बता रहे हैं कि देखिए जस्ट लाइक एनी अदर सब्जेक्ट कम्स इनटू एग्जिस्टेंस, व्हेन सोशियोलॉजी केम इनटू एग्जिस्टेंस, देन a debate started that what is going to be the scope of this subject, what area of our intellectual curiosity this subject is going to cover, and how this subject is different from other subject, that is comparison with other social sciences. And some scholars, they argued that whether sociology is just a commonsensical knowledge or it has something that will give us a status of distinct discipline. So the first unit is all about the early emergence of sociology, that when sociology emerged as a discipline, what kind of the challenges it faced. The second unit deals with one very important debate, dear friend, that sociology subject इसका emergence हुआ in 19th century, whether it can acquire a scientific status or not, whether sociology will study its subject matter in a systematic manner or not, in a scientific manner or not. So here you will find a debate emerge in sociological circle, positivism versus anti-positivism or non-positivist methodology. So here, dear friend, we will try to study about science, scientific method, various theoretical perspectives, what is positivism, how early founding fathers they tried to project sociology as a scientific in the debate between fact and value, whether objectivity you can achieve in sociological study or not. तो देखिए ये सारे टॉपिक्स डील कर रहे हैं कि क्या सोशोलॉजी एक नेचुरल साइंस है या सोशोलॉजी एक सोशल साइंस है, मैक्रो सोशोलॉजिकल जनरलाइजेशंस कैन बी पॉसिबल और नॉट. तो ये सारी बातें हम यहाँ पर डिस्कस करेंगे इन यूनिट नंबर 2. एंड यूनिट नंबर 3 डील्स विथ what kind of the research method that we will apply in case of sociology. So research means a systematic analysis of problems, dear friend. So how, as a social researcher, as a sociologist, you will study social problem, its causes, its consequences, and provide some possible solution. So what will be the techniques of data collection, variable sampling, hypothesis, these things we will discuss in unit number 3. But all together, unit number 1, unit number 2, and unit number 3, they are dealing with sociology as a discipline, rather society. तो ये जो फर्स्ट यूनिट है डियर फ्रेंड, यहाँ पर हमने बताने की कोशिश की कि कैसे ए ट्रेडिशनल यूरोप वॉज ट्रांसफॉर्मिंग इनटू मॉडर्न यूरोप, एंड एज ए रिजल्ट ऑफ वेरियस चेंजेस ट्रेडिशनल और प्री मॉडर्न यूरोप वॉज ट्रांसफॉर्मिंग इनटू मॉडर्न यूरोप, एंड इन दैट प्रोसेस one intellectual discipline came into existence known as what? Sociology, dear friend. And when sociology came into existence, a debate started whether it has status of a distinct discipline or it is a commonsensical knowledge. क्या sociology science हो सकता है या नहीं? And what kind of the methodology sociology as a subject will apply? These things we will discuss in unit number 1, 2, and 3. ठीक है? तो पहली जो 3 यूनिट है, अगर आपको कोई नॉलेज नहीं है सोशोलॉजी का, कोई बैकग्राउंड नहीं है सोशोलॉजी का, तो ये डील करती हैं कि कैसे सोशोलॉजी का इमर्जेंस हुआ, किस प्रकार की डिबेट, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ द डिबेट इमर्ज एट द टाइम ऑफ इमर्जेंस ऑफ सोशोलॉजी, एंड हाउ सोशोलॉजी consolidated itself, established itself as a distinct discipline. Now, coming to other part, dear friend, part B that we are saying, it is dealing with thinkers. Here, thinkers are there. So all together, dear friend, 6 thinkers are there, starting from Emile Durkheim, Karl Marx, Max Weber. These 3 thinkers are known as classical thinkers or European thinkers there. And very specifically in your syllabus, these thinkers and their work that is mentioned. So while discussing or while studying these thinkers, you should apply an approach that how these thinkers they look towards this social world. What was their perspective to look at social reality? उनका नजरिया क्या था इस सोसाइटी को देखने का? And as per their perspective, what according to them was the subject matter of sociology, and what kind of the methodology they use to study that subject matter. And here you will study about that some scholars like Emile Durkheim, some scholars like Karl Marx, they are talking about positivism or macro sociological approach. Large scale generalizations can be possible in case of social world, while scholars like Max Weber, they belongs to micro sociology, dear friend, that how through human interactions we construct society. So these 3 thinkers, Durkheim, Marx, and Weber, we are referring as European scholars, and they are trying to provide a distinct perspective, their methodology to study this social world. Later thinkers are like Parsons, Merton, and Mead. These are American thinkers, dear friend, like Parsons and his idea of social. Will try to discuss. Merton, his improvisation of classical functionalism by modifying those postulates of classical functionalism, and his idea of reference group behavior and middle range theory. That is very important idea that is mentioned in your syllabus. Then another micro sociological perspective given by G.H. Mead, that is symbolic interactionism. ये भी हम यहाँ पर डिस्कस करेंगे. Because these 6 thinkers, they constitute the most important area of your syllabus. यहाँ पर आपको सबसे ज़्यादा टाइम देना है. Suppose you are not attending any classes, no coaching institute, you are preparing on your own. So as far as your approach is concerned with regard to the paper 1, maximum time you will devote to this part B of the paper 1, dear friend, where 6 thinkers are there. पार्ट सी आई एम से इट डील्स विद वेरियस सोशल इंस्टीट्यूशन। तो देखिए जो भी नॉलेज आपने डेवलप किया है अबाउट दीज 6 थिंकर्स, some of them they are functionalists, some of them they are positivists, some of them they are conflict scholars। उस नॉलेज को हम यहाँ पर यूज करेंगे, ठीक है। लाइक जब आप स्ट्रेटिफिकेशन डिस्कस, यहाँ पर आप डिस्कस करेंगे मार्क्सियन थ्योरी ऑन स्ट्रेटिफिकेशन, पार्सोनियन थ्योरी ऑन स्ट्रेटिफिकेशन, वेबेरियन थ्योरी ऑन स्ट्रेटिफिकेशन। सिमिलरली इन केस ऑफ religion and society, case of politics and society, we will repeatedly use those thinkers. In case of work and economic life, these units they are dealing with various social institutions. So first you are supposed to cover how sociology emerged and what kind of the challenges it faced. Then your main part, that is thinkers. And once you have done the thinkers, dear friend, this third part is actually application of all ideas of these thinkers. Some new thinkers you will find, but mostly we will be using those thinkers that we have already discussed in part B. तो देखिए सिलेबस इस तरह से मेंशन है, ये पेपर 1 है और ये पेपर 2 है, but you will find lots of content and lots of unit, they have interlinkages in paper 1 as well as what paper 2। जब आप पेपर 2 में जाते हैं डियर फ्रेंड, ठीक है, ये पार्ट सी है जो जिसको आपके साथ डिस्कस। इन पेपर 2 यू विल फाइंड दैट इंटायर पेपर 2 इज डिवाइडेड इनटू 3 पार्ट: इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ इंडियन सोसाइटी, सोशल स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ इंडियन सोसाइटी एंड सोशल चेंज इन इंडिया। डियर फ्रेंड, यहां पर आप पाएंगे कि द पार्ट ए, डियर फ्रेंड, just like in paper 1 we talked about certain thinkers, here also in part A you will understand perspective on the study of Indian society, various Indian thinkers like C.S. Hure, like M.N. Srinivas, like A.R. Desai, इनका क्या पर्सपेक्टिव है इंडियन सोसाइटी को लेकर, ये यहाँ पर हम समझने की कोशिश करेंगे। एंड वन इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग दैट यू हैव ऑलरेडी स्टडीड इन योर हिस्ट्री क्लासेस, दैट इज द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ colonial rule on Indian society. When Britishers they came to India and the kind of the changes that they have introduced, what was the impact on British colonial rule on Indian society? That is in part A, dear friend. Part B आप clearly देख सकते हैं, it deals with rural and agrarian social structure, it deals with caste system, tribal communities in India, social classes, system of kinship, religion and society। से बहुत सारी चीजें उनके इंटरलिंकेजेस हैं, दे आर लिंक्ड विद पेपर 1। so while doing paper 1 only, you should do that part of the paper 2 that has close interlinkages। और यहाँ पर अगर आप पार्ट सी देखेंगे तो वेरी लेस इज देयर दैट इज न्यू। हियर रूरल एंड एग्रेरियन सोशल स्ट्रक्चर इज देयर, हियर रूरल एंड एग्रेरियन सोशल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन इज देयर, हियर वी विल डिस्कस various things like religion and society। in part C we will discuss communalism and religious fundamentalism in context of India। देखिए these are the certain units, ये मैंने आपके साथ बताने की कोशिश की कि देखिए जब आप इस सिलेबस को अप्रोच कर रहे हैं तो these are the certain units having lots of overlapping area, dear friend। like in paper 1 social stratification is there, how society is stratified, various sociological concepts related to social stratification। in paper 2 also you will find that caste system and social classes in India is there। in paper 1 politics and society is there, paper 2 politics and society in Indian context is there, in paper 1 religion and society is there, in paper 2 religion in India is there, in paper 1 system of kinship is there, in paper 2 system of kinship in context of India is there। so once you have developed this approach that preparing both the paper in an linked manner, connected manner, then there is very less in paper 2 that you have to cover separately। and here you will find that when India got independence, so what kind of the changes or the process of transformation you started, like planning आपको पहले से ही पता है that we started with developmental planning, green revolution, land reforms, then caste conflict। so all these things they are manifesting the kind of the issues emerge when India started process of social transformation। तो देखिए दिस अप्रोच यू हैव टू कीप इन योर माइंड, ये जो पूरा सिलेबस है ये कहानी की तरह से, एक स्टोरी की तरह से, कि कैसे सोशोलॉजी एज ए सब्जेक्ट केम इनटू एग्जिस्टेंस, किस तरह से सोशोलॉजी एक सब्जेक्ट की तरह से आया, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ द चैलेंजेस इट फेस, what were the founding fathers, these thinkers, through their writings, this subject has evolved, and various social institutions about which these thinkers they have commented. In paper 2, हमने आपके साथ discuss किया. Here also a story is there that when Britishers they came, what kind of the impact they created on Indian society? What was Indian society before arrival of British rule? What Indian society became once Britishers they left India? And in post-independence India, these topics, dear friend, they clearly tell you that what kind of the changes or transformation process we started in post-independence India. So देखिए इस approach के साथ should try to cover this syllabus of sociology from UPSC mains point of view. I hope ये आपको समझ में आया होगा. In next session we will try to do the micro level analysis of this entire syllabus and book lists for sociology syllabus. Thank you dear friend for joining me and for giving your time. Thank you.